Once again, hello degenerates. Alright, so today, it's probably going to be a quick one, as you can tell by the time of the video. Or maybe it won't be, I don't know. Let's go ahead and talk about the souvenirs and the stickers, and on how, more likely than not, Valve is not gonna profit anything on these. So with the sticker store, I don't see it actually being profitable for Valve. Don't get me wrong, maybe not profitable is the right word, but they aren't gonna make as much money on this major as they have previous majors. Now, that does raise the question, what's gonna happen? Well, as of recording, we don't know. A lot of people theorize that at the end of the tournament, there is going to be a 75% off sale. That theory, I don't know if I fully agree with. I mean, it could happen. I mean, shit, dude, we're at the end of stage 2 at the time of recording here. So, maybe, but also I don't know, right? What could happen is that Valve removes this whole sticker system, the whole souvenir system, like a week after, which would also be interesting. Because if they did that, all the stickers are just gone, right? And then we're gonna end up like with a semi kind of Cato 2014 situation where there just really isn't much supply. So that is a possibility. It would be interesting to see Cologne 2026 to be in the same like category as that. I don't really have a bunch invested. As you can see, I have a story sticker, I have a snack sticker, and then I also have a fallen sticker somewhere. And, you know, those are cool. It's just, again, those are more keepsakes than more than anything. The story I kind of want to apply somewhere, but figure it out. They're out of the tournament now. Rough, FlyQuest, rough. To be fair, I never had faith in you. Like, ever. Or ever. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. Also, RIP stage 1 for me, by the way. But yeah, no, I don't see the stickers actually being, you know, profitable for Valve. I don't think enough people are buying them to justify any of these prices. And I would be shocked if this is raising, what, 25 million that previous majors were getting? Okay, so yeah, like 25 million. I would be shocked if we got anywhere close to like, you know, 25 million. I would expect more like 10 million, probably. I don't see this new souvenir system working out. Now, that does bring up an interesting point. If this doesn't work out, then what will? For example, let's just say, you know, the clone is a failure, right? What happens in future majors? Do they try this again? Do they try it again with more reasonable prices? Now, honestly, I think that would be the way to go. If they do try it again, something has to change. They can't keep it how it currently is. There is another option. They don't try it again, in the same way at least. So in other words, we would get the return of the old souvenir system, but rather than, you know, being in packages, it's like the stickers where it's price on demand, or, you know, dynamic pricing is what they're calling it. And if they do that, well, on one hand, your boy's sitting pretty. He's got a couple customized souvenirs. Hell yeah. But in truth, I don't know. I don't know if Valve would go that way. But again, I don't know if I would say that the souvenirs are the thing that's failing. I would say the overall system of what we have right now is the true failure. One of two ways to look at this. Again, if it gets like removed a week after the major and no sticker sale, no nothing, I mean, we're looking at 2014 Cato rarity with some of these, you know? On the other hand, say if they keep the actual stickers and the souvenirs, and they keep that in the game for more than 2 months, right? And really let the market saturate and, you know, just keep the whole system in place. I mean, that might be able to get them to the 25 million mark, but again, the system would have to change, and yes, a system sale basically would have to go through. Not only just a sticker sale, but also a sale for the souvenirs. It really all depends on where Valve want to take this. If they want to keep things rare, then get rid of it after a week of the major, and then that's a shock to everyone. Because the past few updates have felt like Valve has been trying to get rid of rarity. But if they actually just take out the system a week after the major ends, and then replace it with like an armory update, which I could see, by the way, well, then in that case, we have some very rare items that could have come out of this major. For example, again, if they never bring back the craft your own souvenir, or if they only do it when it's a major and set in Cologne, I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm just saying that could be a W for Valve. Or maybe an L for Valve. It really all depends on your perspective. And that's the problem right now, is that it's just so unpredictable. We don't know what's happening. And this whole dynamic pricing thing, on one hand, it is kind of cool, but its implementation sucks. But, and this is a major but, if rarity of like there are super rare items from this tournament because they just get rid of it afterwards, well, on one hand, high risk, high reward, right? Like, at the end of the day, if you got your stuff, got what you wanted, cool, perfect. You got what you wanted, everything's fine, you're good. On the other hand, though, those people who wanted stuff from this major and didn't get it, well, now it's gonna cost a pretty penny to get it, right? On the other hand, say again, if they simply just leave it in the game, and let's say, you know, worst case scenario, they leave it in the game for like till the next major, right? So they leave it in the game for 6 months. Would it actually be profitable? Again, would it get to the 25 million mark? I don't know. Because at that point, there will be an apex to the point where people just do not care about it, and then the whole system just falls, right? But with the way the system works, I don't know if it would exactly work that way. Because it's like, if you leave a sticker alone for 10 days and then somebody buys it, it just immediately goes back to the price it was 10 days ago. So at that point, the system would just keep going higher and higher and higher, and then nobody's gonna buy it, and then one person buys it, and then nobody buys it again for 10 days. And then you just get that not really continuous flow of money. I mean, come on, if it's 10 days or somewhere around there, it's not gonna work. You're just not gonna get the profits you want. So I don't know. Like, honestly, Berlin over here, I think that's where we're gonna be at. I think we'll be at the Berlin price, and we will never see the Paris price underneath this current system, unless if, you know, they hit us with not only a 75% sale, but like a 90% sale or something. Valve already acknowledged that the system doesn't work by what they did with the souvenirs. All right, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, here's what I'm talking about right here. So the old way that the system was supposed to be implemented is that the reds were supposed to be 40% off, not 85% off. That's the reason why I was able to get so many reds on day one, is because I was expecting my op prints to be at a 40% discount. So I was like, all right, 80 bucks, we'll go from there. Hopefully it's no more, right? But what actually ended up happening is that the reds turned out to be 85%. And again, I think that's because Valve already saw what was going to happen with the golds. Listen, I could have told you, the golds were screwed. They were fucked. It was so obvious. So obvious, dude. Like, I try to bring this up in, like, streamers chat and shit, and they just don't care. Now, to be fair, it may have been brought out of context because the dude read it like 2 hours later. Regardless, what I'm saying is that this could be seen from a mile away, what was happening with the souvenirs. And even then, again, I don't think people are really buying all that much. I mean, yeah, you got people like me, but I'm doing it like right when the matches are over. I'm doing it when it makes sense. And even then, makes sense, by the way. Fucking a red cost me 90 bucks. I know, we'll look at it in a minute, because I know I said it was like $70 or somewhere around there. I'm pretty sure it was 90 bucks. We can check the receipts here in a second. But still, it's just that I don't see at the end of the day how this is going to make Valve as much money as they did. And again, yes, you can argue that, yeah, they wanted to get rid of gambling from the game. But even then, this doesn't feel better. It doesn't feel better at all. So, I think it was a good idea, but a horrible execution. at the end of the day. Now, also, yeah, let's actually go ahead and compare day 1 compared to stage 2 day 1. Alrighty, just to leak my life again. Hello, welcome back. So, as you can see, went a little bit ham here. Kind of sold some stuff on the Steam Marketplace. We don't have to talk about it. It's fine. I wanted to buy some more souvenirs, so I did. And I also wanted to buy a containment breach as well. So here we are. And then after that, I put the rest of the money into the stickers here. So as you can see, the op prints, $19.35. And I get that it's not like one-to-one $19.35, but for this, we're just gonna say it is, okay? It was 20 bucks at the end of the day. The prints was 20 bucks. Now, let's go to the containment breach, and oh dear God, it was $90. Oh, Jesus, that hurts. Yeah, so the containment breach was $90, not 70 to 80. Big rough. Now, the little pig was not that bad. It was at 34.01, pretty all right. The one that kind of made me cringe a little bit is the high roller. I paid 43 for that. Oops, I thought that was more closer to like 36. But hey, you know what? We made it. It's what it is. It was a 6 a.m. decision. 6 a.m. decision on a Saturday, by the way, because I woke up a little late and I was like, ah, shit, gotta go down, go. And they didn't even update these souvenirs yet. And apparently, they didn't even update the pick'ems. So that was awesome. But hey, it's what it is. It's fine. My stage 2 is actually doing pretty well, even though I didn't cheat. But it's what it is. You already saw how the stage 1 was cooked earlier, so if I get gold, cool. If I don't, who cares? It's what it is. Can't even get a diamond. Going back to it, the Baroque Red, which I believe is a blue, right? Blue was 13 bucks. Halftone Shift, which I think is a light blue. What the fuck? It might be a blue. Was also $12. The Zeno was $15. Baroque Purple was $18, and that's a light blue, but remember, that had a donk sticker on it. And, you know, it's what it is from there. And then the honeypot. Yep, the honeypot was the last one I made, which again is the hunter gun. And then also, as you can see up here as well, the cool story bro, I also went ahead and made. So there's that. Now, just for reference, I just want to put this out here. Team Spirit 9Z, right? Let's say if I wanted to make that AK craft again, right? So this is a light blue as well. That would be $35. Oh, wait, this is for Shiro. Hold on. Oh, did I say 35? I meant to say 55. Oh, dear God. I mean, I get that the dog sticker is crazy. I get that it's Shiro, and 9Z is what it is. But also, again, we're talking about a light blue. You see that right there? 98% off, right? You see how crazy that is? They want $2,000 for this. Like, you know, if it wasn't a souvenir. If you wanted each one of these stickers, $2,000. And you can't even have the nuke collection because you can only put that on a souvenir. No, I'm just saying, ultimately, this system is stupid. And I don't see it working out for Valve in the long run. Like, they have two options, in my opinion. In my honest opinion, they either get rid of it a week after the major, and then everything's rare, and, like, this is to, quote-unquote, help players feel like their rare items mean something again. I don't know, I feel like they've already burned bridges with the souvenir and the knife trade-up update with that, you know? I don't see it. I don't see them doing that. What I can see them doing is, again, putting it in the game for, like, an absurd amount of time, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, right? And then after that, eventually, sometime towards the end of that, putting in a sale and trying to get as much money as they can, but I don't know if that's going to work, especially with the current system. Even with a 75% sale, like you just saw, 89... Hold on, actually, wait. No, that's valid. Let's do this one, right? A pink. Yeah, sure. It doesn't remove the stickers when you do that, by the way. But I'm also not going to risk it with any of the red souvenirs I've made. So, a pink, right? And this is Spirit, 9Z, and some 9Z dude. Let's just do Donk, alright? So, a pink is $304, and we are at basically 90% off 75% off of these prices is still insane. Nobody's gonna do it. And I get it, that's the golds. But even then, like, personally, in this major, I think the foils are so underrated because the foils look clean. They're all glassy, they have that glassy texture, and I understand they're not the hollows, but I don't really love the signature on the hollows. Like, don't get me wrong, the rainbow effect is cool, but I think the one on the foils look a lot better. Will I invest in some of those? Maybe. And not even necessarily invest, but like just get them because they look cool. I think it's like $200 right now if you wanted to get all the teams with the foils, which, not bad, not great, considering that we are talking about 32 team stickers at the end of the day. And again, they aren't just basic paper stickers. But I don't know. Again, I just think this system is flawed. I don't see it going well. I wouldn't be shocked if we never see this system again. And again, what that would imply, I don't know, but I'm just saying, I don't know if I see it coming back. But also, if it doesn't, your boy is riding high on those souvenirs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, if they never bring this back, and like, you know, the Empress right now is a 1 of 1. Probably not after stage 2. Maybe somebody made one. But I'm just saying, like the halftone shift, the Empress and all that, like, just saying, bro, those are currently 1 of 1s. And it's stupid that they are, you know? Same thing with the High Roller, actually, and the Little Pig. I don't know, might be exposing myself for that one, but hey, it's what it is. I like all the souvenirs, regardless of where their value goes. Just with the way my inventory works right now with the red and gold theme, it's alright. And honestly, it's primarily red. The gold is just kind of cope for a couple of these. Well, let's be real. I'm not even playing with that one. That one I just got because of the, you know, the low float. The gold is just kind of cope for this guy. Yeah, I suppose I can replace this guy with like a water elemental, but the water elemental just doesn't look good in these gloves in particular, or these gloves rather. I don't know. I would have to look into another red Glock if I were to do that. But also, the dualies don't necessarily look good either. But hey, it's what it is. Yeah, that's really all I have to yap about on this one. So, thank you for watching. As usual, link in the description to my Patreon if you wish to help me further. And like, comment, and subscribe. Anyways, until next time.